y'all, it's Pam at Pink Dragonfly Wings, here with another installment for Ephemera for the journal that I'm making. This will be a relatively short video because this is a pretty simple piece of ephemera, and I made one. This is what I made, and so I've already made one. But I thought, well, you can always use another pocket. And so I thought, well, I'll make one and show y'all kind of how I did it. And there we go. So it is made out of 2 book pages. Now, one thing that I did find, I have this stack of awesome book pages that I colored, or didn't color them. I coffee dyed them. And you can hear how crinkly they are. Well, and that's awesome. I love that. But it also makes my paper a little weak for when I'm folding something. So I have another book just like it that has some coffee dyed stains and stuff on it, but not, it's not as heavily done. So I think maybe this one will work a little bit better for the base, and then I'll use this one for the pockets. So this one is 9 inches by almost 6, like 5 7/8. But, and you can use any size that you want to, but because I'm going to tear this apart, or I'm going to pull off the edges. I don't do white space too good. So what I'm going to do is put this ruler right here. This is a tearing ruler. I'm going to put it right here at the edge of where the words end. Put that in my, and I'm going to turn it over. And do another. And then I want to cut off this little top part, not the bottom, the top. And we're going to cut it, or tear it, right here. So we have a piece now that it's approximately 8.5 by 4.5. Okay. We're going to do the same thing over here, because these are going to be our pockets, so we need them to be pretty close to the same size. So we're just going to tear the sides off of this right now. Well, I can get my ruler to sit still. Okay. Now then, I'm putting 3 pockets on this. We'll cut that down as we need it. So I'm going to measure this right here. I want this pocket, each pocket, this side, the width side, to be 2 inches. Okay? So I am going to get my pencil and I'm going to mark. This is 8.5. So I want it to be at 6.5 is where I am going to make my fold. Okay, so I'm gonna fold. You could use your what do you call it? Your scoreboard to score this if you want to, but it's pretty narrow, so I think it'll work to just do this. If I can do it straight, and you never know. Straight is not really in my middle name. So, okay, now we have it, and it is now about 6.5 inches. So I'm just going to put it down here where I can see a little better. I am going to put the next one. This is at 8, so I'm going to put a mark at 6 and a mark at 4. That's just a guide to show me where to put these pieces. Now this one, when I cut it, I'm going to put it all the way down to the bottom, so it'll kind of help reinforce this bottom part here just a little bit. Okay, so let's see here, get it where I can see my marks, and if I can remember how I did this. All right, so here's my 6-inch mark. That's where I want this piece to be. Okay, so I'm going to lay my ruler and tear this. Got to get it even. Tear that, and then I'm going to come down here, and, well, I'll do that one in a minute. So this is going to be our second pocket. This is our first pocket. This is our second pocket. This is going to be our third pocket. Now, this one doesn't need to go all the way to the bottom. That's just wasted space. But I do want it covered pretty good. Since I have this piece right here, I think what I'll do is just cut off the top of this a little bit. So that all of the edges on the tops are fine. And I'm going to put this right here where we put our little mark. I don't know if you can see that. We put our little mark at 4. So we have a place to guide us, putting this pocket together and that pocket together. And those are going to be our 3 pockets. Okay, so now I have a little circle hole punch, a circle punch, not a hole punch. Well, it is a hole, but anyway. And I'm going to put this right here. Turn this over. I probably should have done all 3 of them so they would have been the same, but oh my, that would have been way too easy. So put those over here. Put our ruler up because we're not going to use that again. And then we're going to have a part right here. And this one will just fit up at the top to wherever our spot is. Okay, so there we go. It's going to look like that. Now, to delineate that, because that just looks like paper. So we're going to ink it. And I am going to use my vintage moss, not vintage moss, my vintage photo, and we're going to go around it. Now, I've put this ink, Dauber Doobie, in my black ink, so it's kind of a brown and black together. But that'll be okay. It doesn't matter anyway. But I want it to be on the edge, and I like lots of ink, so then we'll just go right over here. Go right up, and this is going to be the back. And unless, you know, when I'm making ephemera ahead, I may or may not know. Now this one I know where this one's going to go, what book it's going to be in. But sometimes I don't know. And so this page, because it is, the paper is a little more flimsy, I will probably glue the back to the page to make it a little more stable. But you may not always want to do that. And so I go ahead and ink the back so that I don't have to do it later. That way it is done in the same form and fashion, using the same ink, the same color, the same everything as the front. And then if I don't need it later, if I don't need this to be inked, it won't matter that it is. Okay? So, let's go ahead and go around this. we're still getting some of that black ink, but that's okay. Black and brown is both going in this journal, so that will be fine. I need to re-ink my little ink pad thing here, and I'll do that later, because when you first do it, it's really, really, really juicy, and you put your little dauber on there and you get some kind of color on it, and I don't really want that much color at this point. So, because if I used water or extra moisture on these pages, it would just help to de-strengthen the paper even more than it already is. And so I don't want that. So I'm just going to ink it, no water, no misting, no spritzing, no nothing. And we'll just leave it as it is. Okay, so there's our first one. This is our second one. We don't need to ink the back of it because it's going to actually be glued down. So I'm just going to do the front all the way around. And ink and ink and ink. Yeah, I got in here today and started working on some ephemera. I think I said in my last video, this is my third video today. And I think, I'm not going to post them all at the same time, but I am trying to get ahead on making some of my videos. I feel pretty sure that I have a knee replacement surgery in my near future, which actually is probably like about June. And so I'm kind of trying to get a little bit ahead so that during that time when I'm not able to make videos, I will still have some videos to post. So hopefully that I will be able to get them all posted in the right order. But you know me, that sometimes happens and sometimes doesn't. So, all right, this one's going to go here, but we can't glue this one in until we glue this one in because it goes on the bottom. So let's get this one inked up. Yeah, and at some point here in the really next few days, I've got to start working on my taxes and get that done. And you know, I would just almost rather take a beating than have to do those taxes. It's just not, it takes me away from my fun stuff, and I just don't enjoy doing it. But my husband has never done the financial part. He doesn't want to mess with the money, the balancing, the checkbook, all of that stuff. So I have always done it. But I just, now that I have this, it was fine when it took me away from doing stuff I didn't want to do. But this is stuff I do want to do, and I don't have time to do taxes. So we may have to renegotiate and come up with a new plan. So, okay, we have that all inked up. Take that one out. We're going to put this one on. We're going to put some ink, some glue right here. And I am going to go ahead and glue at the bottom, because if I don't, when my card could slide down and it slide all the way down in here, and then you can't get it out. So I may put a little bead of glue right across here, because I don't want it to get away from me. So I'm going to glue right here on the edge. And I think I may just go ahead and glue all of this. Okay, remember, we had our little mark up here. That's where the edge of this pocket's going to go, right there. Okay, we're going to just glue it down. Then we're going to take this pocket And we're going to do the same thing. Except we don't really have to have quite as much, but we can still do a little. And glue it down here on the bottom, because we don't want to lose our card and have to fish it out. So, and then we're going to put this one all the way down here. I covered up my mark, so I don't really know where it is, but I know that this is going all the way down to where I folded. So that works pretty good. Then I'll fold this one up and we'll have our third pocket. And we'll glue this right here. And then I do put a bead of glue right across here just because that kind of helps strengthen that part of the pocket and the paper. Makes it a little stronger. Just have a little bead of glue down there. Okay. So there's our pocket. Oh. Very cool. Very cool. All right, now you can decorate. I have some. These are too big to put in here. Well, I guess you could put them in here, but they would be, by the time you get them in here, they're gonna be so big they won't fit in your journal. So we've got to get some smaller, shorter tags. And I don't know if these are what I use. Oh, I have 3 of those, so I'll just put these in here. So I have that one. Put this one in the middle because it's different. It's a little darker. And then we have this one up here. Okay. So we'll ink these, put these in. We've got to figure out something to do here. We could put some washi tape on it. And that might be kind of cool to kind of help also reinforce that bottom. So let's put a little bit of this on here. And I am going to glue it because washi tape over time just kind of peels up. And I don't want it to peel up later. So, and I have used this washi tape, this particular washi tape, in this journal already, so that will kind of also tie the journal together so that it. Okay. And then I don't know if we need any more. We'll see as we go. All right, let's ink up the edges of our little cards here. And I'm not going to put any kind of embellishment on them. These could be used as a journaling card, or if you wanted to put a little photo on it. They're about 3 by 3. I got these, by the way, I should say. I think I forgot to say that in the last video, because I didn't do the last video. Anyway, I purchased these cards in a kit on Etsy from Louisa Heinzel. And if y'all watch my show, y'all know I just love her. And so I'm going to put a little bit of smudging on the back so that it fits. Put that one right in there. But she has a channel on YouTube called Junk Journal Art. She is a German young lady, very cool, living in Austria. And if you love grunge and making junk journals and things like that, please check her out because she's fabulous. And but anyway, I bought these cards from her Etsy store, so check that out too. She's got lots of printables and cool kits that she's already put together, and you can check her out and kind of see, because she's got all kinds of styles and stuff, so you will probably find something that you like. But go check her out. She's awesome. And anyway, so I had these already printed. I don't do the printable thing. I mean, I don't make printables. I don't know how to do that. And it involves working with the computer and doing all that. Yeah, I don't have time for that either. So, but people like Louisa do it and do a very fine job. And her prices are extremely reasonable. So check her out, see what you can find. And I would link her down in the comment section down here, the description box, sorry. But I don't know how to do that either. So, whatever. If somebody can come teach me, that would be totally awesome. All right, so then we have our 3 little cards. And if we want to put something on here, we certainly can. We've got this piece of washi on here. Now, what I did on the other one is I had this little piece of, actually, this is a piece of a tea towel. You know, some of y'all, if you're not from the South, you may not know what a tea towel is, but it's a kind of like the old style diapers that we used when back in the day. Some of us used. They're cloth diapers. They're not the same, but they're, I mean, these are not diapers, but they're kind of the same fabric. It's that kind of like gauze, but a lot thicker, more substance than gauze. And so I keep those in here because I use them. I know my hands don't look like I use them, but when I'm inking or when I'm, you know, playing with colors and things, I use those little towels to wipe up because I can let them dry. Still pull that same string. I can let them dry, and then I can tear this and make little pieces of fabric to go. I think I must have glued that or something. I don't know. But anyway, and I want it to be fringy on the edge, so we'll put that right here. Now on this other one, I put it right down here at the bottom, and that seems to me to be the best place to put it on here, because if you put anything over here and it's not 100% totally flat, it's going to interfere with you pulling your cards in and out of your pocket. And so this will give just enough decoration to be able to use that. So I use Fabri-Tac to glue when I'm gluing fabric or lace or gauze or whatever it is. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit down here. And you know, you never want to put anything on there straight. I mean, for me, it's not straight because I can't hardly do straight. But this would be kind of cool to put this little word tag on here. And then maybe put something on top. That would be cute. Make it a little different. So let's ink this up around the edge. And grunge it up a little bit. Use our glue. Put that on here. And I'm just going to set it down there. And now we could use these little strings that I tore off here and kind of put them here. And let's see what else we have over here. We have another little piece. Well, you probably know. That's a little elk, and I'm not really crazy about that. But here's a little rabbit, and he would be kind of cute back there. And put him on this. We could kind of tear him down a little bit and make him a little bit smaller, because I don't want him to overpower everything. Okay, and we'll put him right there. He looks like he's coming out of his little hole in the ground. So we'll ink around the edge of this. And put some glue on here. Now we've got the glue there, but when I put it on here, on this little sticker, it's going to stick on there too. It's going to stick on everything. My fingers. Okay, we'll put him right there. And make him on there. Really cool. The good thing about this Fabri-Tac, whichever one you choose to use, it gives you a little move time, little wiggle room. After you put it on there, it doesn't dry immediately. And so it gives you a little room to make sure that you've got it straight. Now, if you wanted to, you could put some little somethings up here or over here or whatever, and you could stitch around the edges and, you know, whatever you want to do with it. I did ink the back, but I could also glue that down. You could use this in your journal as a clip-on and just clip it on here, and you could use one of these little bulldog things, or you could use a paper clip or whatever you have to put here on the side. That would be fun. This would be cute because then you could put a little dangle over here, make a bead dangle or something like that, and have that hang out the front of your journal. So anyway, there's our little card for the day. I hope you make one. I hope you enjoy it. And hopefully, eventually, I'll get enough ephemera made to get this journal finished, and then I'll do a walkthrough so you can see it. So stay with me then, and we'll do that. Please check out my my online store, www.pinkdragonflywings.com, and see what we have in there. We're putting new things in there all the time. Kind of make those a little cocky, and that makes it look cute too. Putting things in there all the time. Check it out. See what you think. Maybe you'll find something you like. Can't live without. So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for coming and joining me. Please like and subscribe. That would be great. Share with all your friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.